Hopefully you had a good weekend. It's beautiful outside this weekend, mainly. And we'll start in our seats, sitting up nice and tall with our warm-up. So we'll start with taking some deep breaths in. As we bring our hands up, we're going to inhale, pausing at the top, and then exhale as we come down. And we'll do 5 here. So up. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. 5. Next, we'll do some gentle range and motion at our neck, alternating between looking up at the ceiling and down at the ground. We're going to do 10 total reps here. So looking up as far as we can go, pausing, and then back down. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, we'll look from side to side. So we'll start from a neutral position, looking over our right shoulder. We'll do 5 reps there and then switch to the left. So looking over and back, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, in opposite direction. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Next, we'll do some shoulder circles. We're going to shrug up, down, squeezing the shoulder blades together. We'll do 5 in that backwards direction, and then we're going to reverse it and come into that forwards direction. So 5 of each. So coming up and backwards, that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then forwards. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right, using those shoulder muscles, our mid-back muscles, and giving a nice active stretch to the muscles in the front and our chest. We're going to bring our arms up like this with our elbows bent, and then we're going to pull back, feeling that stretch in the front part of our chest. We'll do 10 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Next, we're going to do our posterior pelvic tilt. So I'm going to tuck my tailbone under. When I do that, I'll hold for a couple seconds and then go to that sitting up tall position. So I'll show you from the side. As I tuck my tailbone, I roll back and then go back up into that tall sitting posture. And we'll do 10 here. So down. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Next, we're going to do our power ups. So I'm going to bring my hands to my thighs, bringing my chest down towards my lap, pushing up big and tall. That's 1, and we'll do 5 here. 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Next, we're going to do our rocks in that position. So reaching across our body, I'm going to bring one arm down to my thigh, opposite leg's going to kick out, and I'm going to rotate towards the ceiling. We're going to alternate until we get to 10. So kicking out. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. Next, we're going to do those forward reaches in our chairs. When we reach, we're going to bring our hands out wide. As we sit back up, we're going to squeeze in between our shoulder blades and we'll make a fist. So it'll look like this, reaching forward, sitting up tall with our row. Okay, we'll do 5 here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Good. Opening up at the hips, we're going to bring our leg up and out and then back in. Okay, we'll do 5 on each side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then switching to the opposite side. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. All right. Next we'll do our opposite, our marches with our arm swing. So opposite arm's going to come up as we're marching, and we'll alternate till 10. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Good. And last one, we'll do 10 seated chair jumping jacks. Okay, so I'm going to bring both arms and legs out, both arms and legs in, and we'll do 10 total. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Perfect. All right. Now that everybody's nice and warm, today we have our strength and balance circuits. We're going to do 3 exercises for a minute on, 30 seconds to rotate between the exercises. We'll do each set of exercise twice. So for the first round, we're going to do some lunges with standing on a single leg. We're going to switch into a seated position. We're going to do some punches with opposite leg kicks. And then moving to the ground, we're gonna do half kneeling rainbows. Okay, so we'll show you what those look like. That first one, I'm gonna pan down towards my feet first. So we're stepping out to do a side lunge and then back in, holding 1, 2, 3, and then opposite. So stepping out, lunging on that opposite side, stepping in, 1, 2, 3. Okay. We can do this, of course, always holding on to the chair here so that we have something to help us with our stability if we need. In that seated position, now we're going to do those punches with the opposite leg kicks. So with this one, I'm going to punch, kick, punch, kick. So those opposite arms and legs are moving together. And then getting down onto the ground. So I'm going to have one leg up, one knee down. And then with my arms, I'm going to come up and over. Okay. So for the first circuit, whatever leg is up, I'll switch when I do the second time around. So if I start with my right leg up, then my left leg up will be the second round, or vice versa. Let's see if we can get some music going for us. All right. So taking off first with those lunges and our balance. All right, starting. Stepping out, lunging, back in, that same leg comes up, and then down. Opposite leg steps out, and lunge. And again, we can use our chairs to help us with that stability part if we need. And with that holding, anywhere in the realm of 3 to 5 seconds, trying to balance on that one leg. Good, more than halfway there. Less than 10 seconds. Good. Then we're going to sit down. Heading into those punches with the opposite arm moving. We'll take off in about 10 seconds. Good, starting. Good. Trying to keep your posture up nice and tall so that we're engaging those muscles in our abdomen and all of our postural muscles in our back as well. Good, halfway there. Down to our last 10 seconds. Keep it going. All right, transitioning to the ground. If it feels too unsteady, unstable with one knee up, we can always go into that tall kneeling with both knees down. But try to challenge yourself with this one. And taking off in about 10 seconds. Pushing up overhead and coming down to the opposite shoulder. Good. Halfway there. Good. Down to our last 10 seconds. Made it. All right. So we'll do all the 3 exercises for one more round, starting first with those lunges. When we come back down to the floor, whichever knee was up the first round will be down this round. All right, so we're switching up sides. All right, getting ready to take off in about 10 seconds. All right, stepping out, lunging to the side, pushing in, 1, 2, 3, and then alternating sides. I'm more than halfway there. Down to our last 10 seconds. Good. And then sitting in our chairs. Our punches with our kicks. And again, with this one, I want to sit up nice and tall. I don't want to lean back as I'm bringing that leg up. I want to keep those muscles nice and tight in my core. Ready? And then make a punch. Looks good. Good, halfway there. And last 15. Transitioning to the ground. And taking off in about 10 more seconds. Good, and again with this one, I'm going to start on one shoulder, push up, and come around to that opposite. So it's an arch move, creating an arch with our arms. Looks good. And again, those kneeling and half kneeling positions are really good to challenge our balance because we don't have to worry about falling so much. Closer to the ground. Good. Down to our last 15 seconds. All right, first set in the books. We'll go ahead and get a drink and we'll start that second round of exercises. All right, for the second set, so same format. So we have 3 exercises that we're going to move through. We'll do 2 sets of each exercise. Starting with that first one in a standing position, we're going to do a side step with our jabs. And then moving to the chair, we're going to do with our weights, tapping down to the floor, sitting back up, curling our weights, pushing the weights overhead, hiding behind the head, and then back. Okay, so we'll go through and show what that looks like in the chairs. The last one, moving down to the ground, we're going to get in our tabletop position on our hands and knees, and we'll do alternating fire hydrants. So, and again, if we need to, with this first standing one, we can drop the weights and hold on to the chair as well. But I'm just going to take a big step out to the side, step out, punch 1, 2, big step out to the other side, punch 1, 2. Okay. We can lose the weights and have the chair there for the stability, stepping out to the side, punching 1, 2. All right. Moving to the chair, I'm going to pan down so that you can see. So with both weights, I'm going to bend forward at my waist, touch the weights to the ground, sit up nice and tall, curl my elbows up. So I'm doing a bicep curl here. From this position, I'm going to push the weights up overhead, hide them behind my head, bring them up tall again, bring them down, and then set all over. So touching to the floor, sitting up tall, curling the waist or the weights, pushing them overhead, hiding behind our head, back up, and then down. All right. And then coming down to the ground, we're going to be in that 4-point position. We can also do this in a modified position with the chair. So coming down, I'm gonna bring leg up, back down, and then I'll switch to the opposite side. Okay. So if we want to do it with the chair, instead of doing those fire hydrants, we can do hip extensions. So from this position here, I'm just gonna kick back. Okay, so that'll be an option if you don't want to get down to the ground. All right. So we're gonna start first with our side steps and jabs. And we'll take off in about 10. Ready? Stepping out, punch, punch, opposite side, punch, punch. Good. Looks good, everyone. I'm rotating my body with those punches as well. More than halfway there. Last 10. All right. And we take off in less than 10 seconds. Good. So bending forward at the waist, tapping the weights to the ground, sitting up tall, curling, pressing weights overhead, hiding them behind. And starting all over that cycle. Up, curl, over, hide, up, down. More than halfway there. Good. Last 10 seconds. We'll see if we can get one more rep in. All right. Switching down to the ground. So either with those fire hydrants, or we can do that modified position with our hip kicks out backwards. And we take off in 10 seconds. So again, we're gonna alternate between sides. Coming up and down, opposite leg up. We want to make sure that we're keeping the muscles in our belly nice and tight again, so I'm not letting my back sag into that position. Keeping my back into a neutral position. Good. More than halfway there. Good. Down to our last 10 seconds. All right, Getting ready to do that second cycle. So with this one, all the exercises stay the same. And go ahead and get a drink of water if you like. We'll take off in about 20 more seconds. All right, looks like everybody's about ready. And we're going to start with those side steps with our jabs. And let's get it started. So stepping out to the side, jab, jab, and opposite side. Good. More than halfway there. Down to 10. Okay. Getting ready to sit down. Ten more seconds, we take off. Good, tapping down to the ground, up, curling, push over, hide behind your head, back up. And the cycle repeats. Good. Halfway there. Last 10. Let's see if we can get one more in. All right. And then transitioning to the ground, those fire hydrants, or the chair with our hip extension. Taking off in about 10 seconds. Good. About halfway there. Nice slow and controlled movements, especially on that way down. Down to our last 10 seconds. All right. We did it. We made it. Go ahead and get a drink of water. The last that we have is just our power series. So today we're going to do our power series in that lying on our belly position. As always, you're welcome to either do it in a seated position. If you have access to a chair, that's sometimes a good modification for that prone position. If you have difficulty laying on your stomach, you can always do it flushed against the wall. So we still have that same sort of stretch to those muscles in the front part of the hip. Okay, so I'll show how it will look on the ground first, and then we'll review and the seated position. But a lot of those positions we did in our warm-up as well. I'm gonna change my yoga mat so that I'm looking at you guys. So starting first with that power up. So laying onto my stomach, I'm gonna bring my elbows out wide and my body comes down, and then I'm gonna push up and the elbows are gonna be tucked into my body. So this is my power up position. So I come down and power up. Next, our power rock. We're gonna reach towards that upper corner of our mat. With this one, we'll do 10, but we'll alternate from side to side. So I'll count 1, 2, all the way to 10. All right. Next with our power twist. So with my power twist, I'm gonna thread my arm through. So I'm gonna take my left hand and I'm gonna stick it in between that space below my arm and in between my arm and my body. So I thread my arm through that space, roll onto my side. My right leg's gonna come up. I'm gonna rotate out, my head follows, and then back in. And again, with this one, we're gonna alternate. So then I'm gonna go to the opposite side, thread it through, bring my left leg up now, rotating out, head following my hand, and then back together. Our power step in this position, we're gonna come up onto our elbows. We step out, together, out, together. And same with this one, we're gonna alternate until we get to 10. Now, what I was saying earlier, you can use a wall, and that kind of facilitates that same position if you're on your belly. So I can do those positions the same way, but just pretend like I'm laying flat on my belly, but I'm against the wall instead. So that's an option if you'd like. The moves all look the same. In the seated position, and I'm sure a lot of you are familiar with this by now, that power up, we're coming down, pressing up. For our power rock, down to one side, opposite leg kicks out, rocking, together. Good. And again, alternating until you get to 10. Our power step, our power twist. So opening up that T for twist, twisting through your whole body. My hips turn as well. Opening up to that starting position, opposite way. And again, alternating, and then our step. So stepping out, together, out, together. Okay, so those are the options if you don't want to get down onto your belly. And then we're gonna take off for those of you joining me on the floor. I'm gonna come a little bit more this way. We'll do 10 total in each position. So starting with that power up first, coming down onto our belly. We'll do 10 here. So elbows out wide and power up. That's 1. Up, 2. Up, 3. up 4, up 5, up 6, up 7, up 8, up 9, and up 10. And now we're going to alternate those rocks reaching from side to side. I'm going to shift my weight towards one arm, reach across my body, come back to that starting position, opposite side. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All right, we're coming into our power twist, okay? So we're gonna alternate with this one as well from right to left. I'm gonna thread my arm through, turn onto my side, bring in my arm open wide, and then back, nice quick. And that's 1. Threading through the opposite side, coming up. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and last one. 10, okay. Going into our power steps next, we're gonna alternate until we get to 10 as well. So stepping out, big step to the side, back to that center point, out to the side. Good, that's 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Oof, all right. The last thing we'll do is we'll link them all together with our flow. All right, so the only thing that's different with our flows is that instead of doing them in multiple repetitions, we're gonna go consecutively from one move to the next move. So we'll go, we'll do 5 total today. We're gonna go straight into that power up, into our rocks left and right, into our twists left and right, and into our step left and right. And that equals 1 repetition. We're gonna do that 5 times, okay? So in our either our seated position or on our bellies. So on our stomachs, getting ready for that power up. And then straight into our rock together, into our twists. So open, twist, and then opposite direction. So turning to the side, open, twist, and straight into our steps. So stepping out to the side, back to the center, out to the side, back to the center. And we're gonna head right into that power up. So that was our first repetition. We're gonna do 5. So down, power up into our reach, together, reach, together, into our twists. Open, twist, and opposite side. Open, twist. Good, into our step, together, step, together. That's 2, straight into our power up, good. Rock, together, rock, together, and going into our twists. Open, twist, and open, twist, into our steps, stepping out, back to that starting position, stepping out, and right into our power up. So that was 4, this is our last one. Power up, good, and rock, together, rock, together, heading into our twist, and opposite side, rolling onto our side, twisting, good, and stepping out, back to center, out, back to center. All right, we did it. Last thing left to do is just our cool down. So we'll get back into our chairs. We'll start with that stretch for our neck and upper shoulders. Sitting up nice and tall. We'll bring our left ear towards our left shoulder. Okay, I can, with my right hand, I can hold the side of the chair just to keep the shoulder from shrugging. And then I can bring my left arm up and give a little overpressure. So this should feel like a stretch. It shouldn't feel like it's causing any sort of pain. Good, and we'll switch to the opposite side. Now my right ear comes towards my right shoulder, and I can give a little overpressure. Good. Now I'm going to stretch that muscle that runs from the top of my shoulder blade to the base of my head. So I'm going to bring my head down and rotate it towards one shoulder. I can give a little overpressure. Good, and the opposite way. Again, bringing my head flexed down, turning it towards the side, and a little overpressure. Next, I'm going to hug my right arm across my chest. That left arm holds it in. I can do some wrist circles while I'm here. And the opposite. So now my left arm comes across, hugging it in with my right. And the opposite. Good. Next, I'm gonna bring my hands down to my thighs. I'm gonna bend forward at my waist and I'm gonna dip my shoulders in. So we'll alternate from side to side till we get 10 to 10. So dipping one shoulder down, coming up, opposite shoulder dips down towards that midline of our body. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay. That's stretching at our trunk. I'm going to bring my left arm across to my right thigh. My right arm's going to hold the chair and I'm just going to gently twist my body. And going to that opposite side. Now my right hand's going to hold at my left thigh. My left arm is going to come to the chair and I'll gently twist. Good. Next, I'm going to stretch the back of my hip. I'm going to bring my knee up into my chest, hug it in tight, and I can do some ankle circles. And opposite side. Good. Next, we're going to do that figure 4 position. So I'm going to cross my leg. I'm going to pull my knee towards my opposite side hip. So up and over to the side, and we'll hold here. Good. And switching sides. That figure 4 position, pulling it in towards that left hip. Good. Next, we'll stretch our hamstrings. So you're going to kick one leg out so that it's all the way straight. And then you're going to bend forward at your waist till you feel that stretch in the back of the thigh. Good, and we'll switch sides. Good. And the last one we'll do is that butterfly stretch. So we're going to interlace our hands, bring it gently towards the back of our neck. As we fold and round our spine, we're gonna exhale our breath. So we'll take our breath out and pull our elbows in towards each other. And then as I sit up tall, I'm gonna pull those elbows apart, take a deep breath in. We'll do 5 here. So exhaling as I come down. And breath in as I come up. That's 1. 2. 3. 4. Good, and 5. All right. All right, everyone.